This is Robert Mardlacci, the Mindshare Learning Report, Canada's Learning and Technology e-magazine, and welcome to this week in Canadian EdTech, a very special student edition here at the Mindshare Workspace. We're honored to have with us two of our awesome co-op students from our local high school in Gonzaga and the Dufferin Peel District School Board and the Peel District School Board. We have Simran to my right, your left, and we have Lauren here as well. Thank you for joining me today. They came up with a bunch of questions and are going to ask me about the summit that we just recently hosted in Ottawa, our 14th Canadian EdTech Summit. And they leveraged ChatGPT, go figure. They leveraged AI. So my take on AI is be the creator, leverage it to enhance your learning and your work, and it could be that much more efficient. In fact, estimates are about 30% more efficient. As we figure this AI evolution out, it's never been more an exciting time to be in education, but I'm going to leave it to them to ask me a few questions about the summit, and then I'm going to turn the baton or microphone over to you guys and put you on the spot. So,
all right. Well, first off, from the summit, hi. Well, my teacher's walked in. But first off, about the summit, did you end up missing Mindshare, the workspace? You were gone for a while.
I did, and we just had Simran's teacher come in. So, good afternoon. So you're going to see us live here. But yeah, no, I always miss this space. It's such a great community, and having the students here is extra special and keeps us on our toes. And it's always great for people to pop in, like your teacher here today, and see us in action. But I was away right after the summit down in Costa Rica at the International Conference for Distance Education, where we were media partners. So it was an extended time away, and it was a great time to reflect and digest a lot of the learning that happened in Ottawa during our 2 days at the EdTech Summit, and then in Costa Rica as well, which was an international focus.
All right. And do you want to ask another question?
I was just asking, how was the summit?
The summit was amazing. Many levels, it was our best ever. We had some incredible speakers from Daniel Sachs, who is the CEO of the Canadian Space Mining Corporation, who talked about solving huge problems in space and on Earth, right? Because a lot of the innovation that emerges from space travel, like Velcro and carbon fiber, and a lot of innovations happen because we're stretching ourselves, no pun intended. That's a long way to the moon in space, but it really challenges us to be creators and innovators. But one of the highlights, I have to say, of this summit was our student who won our Schools of the Future Challenge. And I'm drawing a blank on his name. Ethan, thank you. So Ethan Farmer, he presented and shared his story about, and he talked about ideas and problem solving, and he shared his invention and he drew, it was like Leonardo da Vinci. He drew all these images that he had on his PowerPoint, and he talked about, removing plastics from the oceans with this contraption he created that would go around and crawl around the oceans and pull up the plastic and recycle them too. And this kid was in grade 3 at the time when he did this. As soon as he finished, everyone just automatically stood up and gave a standing ovation. And nobody prompted anyone. We just felt this desire to just give this kid a standing ovation. So that, really gives me hope for the future when we have young and energized and creative, passionate students like yourselves and like Ethan that are part of our community.
Well, speaking about Ethan creating something new like that, how about for the people that weren't able to attend the summit? What's new in EdTech for them? What did
AI was definitely top of mind conversation. And so there's a lot of discussion about that and how to leverage it. But there was also conversations around, the student well-being and design thinking of creating spaces like our space here, which is pretty cool, to make students, to put them in the right frame of mind to learn, right? It's not just about EdTech all the time. It is about balance, and it's about student learning, right? And it's about having the right tools at the right time.
All right, that makes sense. Well, that's almost all of our questions that we did have. I think
Oh
that
my
pretty much
goodness.
answered all
Is
of
that
them.
it?
Yeah.
Well, I hope those of you watching have had an opportunity to check out our latest issue of the MindShare Learning Report, the Can-Am edition that is a retrospective of the summit. We posted it on our website at mindsharelearning.ca and also on Twitter at MindShareLearn. Now I'm going to turn the tables to you guys to kind of get your perspective on how you're leveraging technology to make you efficient, and what has your experience been like here as well, and how you use the tech to create. And you guys have done a great job with your social media and how we expect you. Simran, you were talking off air about how much you become more focused. You feel. Tell me
Yeah,
a little bit
I
about
think,
that.
So before coming into the office space, I think my work habit used to be that I would get things done last second and very often postpone things or just be on my phone half the time and do things like last minute, even though they did come out to have good results. It wasn't necessarily how you want to work. But I noticed that once I reached into Mindshare after like a week about working, just having to sit here for around 3 hours, I was able to like increase my attention span and productivity.
Wow, that's
Like,
quite a testimony. Can I get that in writing? I'm
because
kidding.
I noticed that being in a work environment, it does force you to feel like you do need to work to the same level as
Right.
people that have been working here for
That is
like
so cool.
a lot of
No
your
one's
life.
ever said that, and I think that's really powerful because hopefully it also helps you in your studies. I know
Yeah,
we
because
tend.
now my attention span has definitely improved now.
Oh wow, that's
Um,
great.
So I think that's something that really helped, and that's part of the Mindshare experience. And also just being productive. I noticed that on my log sometimes because I normally, for contacts, for the
Right.
co-op, I need to fill out a log that says what I've completed in the day. And quite often that log will be absolutely covered in a lot of information that I kind of look at it and I'm like, how did I get all this done in 3 hours? But I think it's
Well,
really cool to see it
we
happen.
do a lot here, so thank you for all the great work that you do, and it's so rewarding and heartwarming to hear you say that the type of impact we've had, and it really comes down to, what Ethan talked about, in his presentation, solving a real problem, right? It's that challenge based learning that really, like this podcast, I challenged you guys the other day to say, okay, we're going to do a podcast. Let's get the questions together, and we just roll with it. And that's the way we work. It's about focus and attention and doing great things for people to help them work and learn. So over to you, Lauren. Talk to me a little bit about your experience here and the tools you use here versus at school. What works? How have you evolved your habits or not?
Yeah, like Simon was saying, like there's a lot of increased productivity. I guess because here we're in an actual workspace, and like unlike school, there's like no distractions. You don't have like your friends around, so you're just very like head down working. But we do have some times where
Right.
we
We
have some
do.
times where we're not always working. We're having a little bit of fun.
It can't be all work,
Yeah.
play. We talk about live, work, play, and we really embrace that. In fact, today it's a beautiful day, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the benefits of being
The
your own
boss.
boss. I got invited golfing at 3:30,
That's
so
fun.
I'm going to take full advantage of the opportunity because it's probably one of the last days. But it really speaks to also the importance of balance, right? So we gave away. Want to grab one of those shirts? Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, right there.
I'll go get one.
So we gave away these workout shirts, and we have one for your teacher too.
I have a
Yes. So we gave. So we had these awesome workout shirts. Mindshare the summit, and you guys, did you get yours
We didn't
yet?
have. We haven't got ours.
Okay,
yet.
they're
Can I
getting
get one
they're
now?
getting
I'll take
one
one
each,
for you
and so
today.
is their teacher who's in the background here. Just happened to come in today.
For Mindshare.
And the point of the shirt was the athletic shirt was to encourage and remind uh, all of us, whether you're a student or industry supplier, partner, or educator, that it's about balance. Because in education, we tend to be so giving of ourselves that it's unbalanced, and I think you'll agree. And so I just wanted to be something different than last year's gift that was water bottle. So that goes
promote healthy
Yeah.
active living. So it works.
well, and we embrace that. And ironically, my previous career in my previous life, I was in recreation and sport. So and that goes to show that your career pathway, and is not always direct because I'm on my third career, I would say, and they say students of today will experience 5 to 8 different
Yeah.
careers, and then having your own business has its advantages, and that's timing, right? And then you can the most important thing we have is time to do what we want to do, right? And that's why I'm gonna go golfing later this
Fair
afternoon.
enough.
I don't know if my wife's watching, but that could be in trouble.
If you're watching, he's not playing golf, he's working.
But it's only 9 holes. We're playing 9 holes.
Oh.
It'll be good. Yeah. But yeah. So, any other thoughts on what you would recommend to your peers in the way of doing a co-op and taking advantage of opportunities like being at Mindshare and other workplaces?
Take advantage of co-op, because at first I walked into here and I was like, I just have to do the credit, it'll be fine. And I realized I could get actual experience out of it. So treat it as an experience thing. Do not treat it as you have to get it over with.
You heard it here first.
It's not all working. Like, it's not difficult. It's fun. You get experiences. You get to meet people. I know Robert's introduced us to so many
Yeah.
cool people. You get to see what it's like to live in the life of like a businessman. You get to see what his day-to-day activities. It's not always golfing every day, but
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You do lots of hard work.
Lots
It's
of
not just golfing. There's days like where we like all sitting down quietly, we're just all working, but we're all collaborating together.
Well, and that's true to the point of the workspace. It's about community building and helping each other learn and grow. And this is what we do on a daily basis. So thank you for your time, Simran and Lauren, this afternoon.
No problem.
They're going to get back to school. You've got a basketball
I
game.
got a basketball
Good
game.
luck. I think this is hopefully
Playoff game.
hopefully it's a success. My name is Robert Radmanchi, the Mindshare Learning Report. Be sure to check out www.mindshare Learning to get your latest issue. And until next time, stay tuned for the next Mindshare Student Edition series. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep the learning curve steep.